Have you ever wondered why some women seem to emerge from a draining relationship with a strength that no one can explain or even shake? The secret lies not in revenge or hatred, but in an internal transformation so profound that it alters the very frequency of their soul and reality. Carl Jung teaches us that the greatest fear of an emotionally immature person is facing someone who has achieved wholeness and self-awareness. When you stop reacting and start acting from your center, you become an enigma to those who sought control. This turning point happens the moment you decide that your self-worth is no longer negotiable for anything. The universe begins to conspire in your favor when you assume your sovereignty and walk with unwavering dignity. Analytical psychology suggests that individuation is the process of becoming who you were truly born to be, free from all external expectations. A woman who crosses the desert of a toxic experience and finds her own self becomes an unstoppable force of nature. The narcissistic control pattern feeds on your self-doubt and your constant need for external validation to feel safe. However, when you integrate your shadow and recognize your own light, this emotional nourishment simply ceases to exist for the other person. You stop being a mirror for their insecurities and become the flame of your own sacred truth. This is the first secret to becoming the woman who commands a silent and profoundly deep respect now. The emotional impact that once seemed like the end is, in fact, the fertile ground where your new identity is being planted. Jung believed that crises are urgent invitations from the psyche for an awakening that wouldn't occur in times of calm and superficial comfort. By rebuilding your foundation on self-respect, you emanate an energy that disarms any attempt at emotional manipulation from others. The emotionally immature person fears your peace because your silence reflects that you no longer need crumbs. You have learned that your energy is your most precious asset and have begun to guard it within clear boundaries. The transformation is visible in your gaze, your posture, and the way you occupy your space in the world. Becoming that powerful woman requires you to look back with compassion, but without any desire to return to what hurt you. The law of reversal acts when the other person realizes they have lost access to your heart, and above all, to your source of vital energy. The mystery that now surrounds your life is the result of your productive solitude and your real commitment to healing. You no longer need to explain your reasons, because your life speaks for itself through the tranquility you have achieved. The spiritual meaning of this phase is the reconquest of your inner territory, where only what is whole is allowed to enter. You are becoming the most authentic version of yourself, the one that shines with its own unwavering light. If you feel this knowledge is touching your soul and bringing the necessary strength for your reconstruction, subscribe to the channel now. Here we delve together into the wisdom of Carl Jung to transform your pain into an inner authority that no one can diminish or erase. By subscribing, you join a network of conscious women who have chosen liberation and maturity as their primary destiny. Click the subscribe button and activate notifications to ensure your high vibration remains protected by profound daily guidance. Your awakening is our greatest mission, and each video posted is a firm step towards your total and well-deserved peace. Come be a part of this journey of rebirth, where your dignity is the pillar that sustains your new and wonderful life. The woman narcissists fear losing is the one who has learned to love her own company more than any fleeting romantic illusion. Jung stated that solitude is the cradle from which the strongest and most conscious human beings the world has ever known are born. When you stop searching outside for what already exists in abundance within yourself, you break all chains of dependency. The narcissist loses power the moment he realizes that your happiness does not depend on his words or silences. You have become emotionally independent, and this autonomy is what generates the greatest discomfort in those who live to control others. Your peace is the clearest sign that you have won the battle against immaturity and lack of empathy. Rebuilding your self-esteem allows you to identify signs of manipulation long before they become a real problem for you. Psychological maturity gives you the discernment necessary to select who deserves your time and who should be kept at a distance. The universe repositions your reality when you stop accepting crumbs and begin to demand the feast of respect and reciprocity. You no longer deal with masculinity or femininity through neediness, but through clarity about what is acceptable. This firmness is magnetic to what is good and repellent to what is toxic or draining to your wounded soul. The secret lies in inhabiting your body with a presence that says, "I know who I am and what I deserve." Jung explained that the encounter with the divine happens when the ego surrenders to the wisdom of the self, the center of our totality. By going through a toxic experience, you were pushed towards this encounter, forced to seek refuge in the only source that never fails. This spiritual connection is what sustains you when the outside world seems to be in complete chaos or absolute silence. You have developed a silent strength that doesn't need shouting or arguments to make itself present and respected by others. Your energy is now focused on creating a life that honors your story of overcoming and your rebirth. You are proof that it is possible to transform emotional impact into a jewel of wisdom and pure discernment. Often, the manipulative person tries to return when they realize you are shining brighter than ever after the cycle has ended. Their fear is losing control over a source of light that they now see as something valuable and, at the same time, unattainable. However, the healed woman is no longer swayed by promises of change that lack a basis in action. You have learned to read the soul through the eyes and attitudes, and no longer through seductive words devoid of meaning. Your self-forgiveness is what closes the door to any attempt to invade your new and sacred boundaries. You are the guardian of your destiny, and you know that your peace is worth far more than any return to the past. The law of energy reversal guarantees that everything you invested in others and that was devalued will return to you in abundance. When you stop draining your energy trying to save those who don't want to be saved, your life begins to flourish organically. The universe opens doors to prosperity and healthy connections that were previously blocked by the frequency of pain and deep insecurity. You discover talents and gifts that were dormant under the fog of emotional manipulation and constant exhausting control. Your reconstruction is an act of worship of life, celebrating each small victory of self-respect that you achieve in your day. You are walking towards a future where clarity is your constant companion and peace your home. One of the best-kept secrets of analytical psychology is that our inner light attracts exactly what we need to integrate in order to be whole. The experience with the narcissist was the mirror that revealed your need to set boundaries and prioritize yourself above all else. Now that you've learned the lesson, the mirror has changed and reflects the powerful and conscious woman you've become today. The fear of those who manipulate is finding someone who can no longer be provoked to act impulsively, defensively, or reactively. You've learned the art of silent observation, allowing people to show who they truly are through time and their actions. This calm and centered demeanor is what makes you an unforgettable woman, deeply respected in any environment or situation. Individuation gives you the freedom to be authentic, without the mask of the good girl who accepted everything to avoid conflict or abandonment. You discovered that conflict with others is preferable to conflict with your own soul and your deepest self-respect. By saying no to disrespect, you say the greatest yes to your life and your spiritual purpose on this earth now. The high vibration you carry is the result of having gone through the fire and not letting yourself be consumed by the flames of hatred. You transformed suffering into an emotional elegance that few people can even understand, let alone imitate or possess. Your maturity is your greatest revenge, if we can call the act of being happy despite everything revenge. Jung said that what you resist persists, but what you accept transforms you in ways you never imagined possible. By accepting that the relationship is over and that healing is the only way, you have begun the biggest turning point in your life. The narcissist fears your acceptance because it means they no longer have the power to hurt you with their absence. You have discovered that their absence is, in fact, the presence of your peace and your complete freedom of choice. This mental clarity is what allows you to rebuild every area of your life with a wisdom grounded in truth. You no longer chase after anything because you know that what is yours will find its way to you naturally. In this moment of deep reflection on your worth, I would like to know, in what area of your life have you felt you have most strongly reclaimed your power? How has it been for you to realize that your silence today communicates much more than your past attempts to be heard? Share your feelings in the comments, because your experience of victory can be the light another woman needs to awaken. Your voice is fundamental to building this space of healing and mutual silent strength among all of us who have awakened. Let's talk about how liberating it is to be the woman who no longer needs external validation to shine brightly in the world. Your participation helps expand this field of awareness and self-respect that we are cultivating together here every day. Complete reconstruction requires you to become your own protective mother, caring for your inner child who was wounded in the past. You have learned to give yourself the affection, respect and security you previously sought in arms that lacked empathy for you. This inner fulfillment is what makes you an unshakable woman, one that narcissists fear losing because you are whole. Your happiness is no longer an object that can be stolen or manipulated by those who live in the shadows of emotional immaturity. You are the mistress of your kingdom, and know that peace is the foundation of any solid future construction. The universe is now repositioning you to receive the best because you have finally learned to say no to everything that is lesser. The spiritual meaning of becoming this woman is the manifestation of your soul in its purest and most vibrant form in the world. You are not just recovering, you are evolving to a level of consciousness that few people dare to seek and achieve. Jung believed that the goal of life is the integration of all our opposites to achieve the peace of wholeness. You have integrated your pain and your strength, your past and your present, creating a new synthesis of pure personal power. The narcissist fears their wholeness because they thrive on fragmentation and the emotional chaos they try to generate around them. When they encounter someone who is a center of order and clarity, they lose their footing. Your high vibration is felt by everyone, attracting people who resonate with your newfound dignity and absolute self-respect. You have stopped attracting toxic patterns because your frequency has shifted, and there is no longer resonance with manipulation or disrespect. The universe now brings connections into your life that are based on transparency, truth, and constant mutual support. You have learned to value the calm of a healthy relationship, where there is no need for games or constant displays of affection. Your reconstruction has allowed you to see the beauty in the simplicity of a life lived consciously and with real purpose. You are living proof that rebirth is possible and that it is infinitely brighter than the old cycle. Jung's wisdom teaches us that we are responsible for our own light and that no one can take it from us without our consent. You have reclaimed that consent and now shine with an intensity that illuminates not only your path, but that of many others. The fear of those who are emotionally immature is being exposed by their light, which reveals the truth without needing words or accusations. You don't need to expose anyone because your mere peaceful existence is already the greatest exposure of others' lack of empathy. Your focus now is on your growth, your expansion, and the celebration of each day of freedom courageously gained. Reconstruction is your greatest project, and you are doing a magnificent job that will be rewarded with a full life. Given all the transformations you've experienced, can you feel how sharp and powerful your intuition has become lately? How do you deal with the realization that you can now identify people's intentions even before they act? Write in the comments how your newfound mental clarity has protected you from situations that previously would have caused you suffering or doubt. Your participation strengthens our collective of sovereign women who no longer accept anything that diminishes their sacred value. Let's talk about the secrets of awakened feminine intuition and how it is our greatest guide on the path to peace. Its silent strength is contagious and helps raise the vibration of all of us who seek true and definitive healing. The final stage of this transformation is the recognition that you are the sole authority over your own life and personal happiness. The narcissist fears this authority because they know they can no longer tell you what to think, what to feel, or how to act. You have reclaimed your voice, even if it now manifests itself through dignified silence and well-founded choices. Your reconstruction is a monument to the resilience of the human spirit and the ability to flourish even after the greatest storms. You walk towards the sun, leaving the shadows of the past behind, where they can no longer reach or hurt you. The universe greets you as the sovereign of your destiny, ready to live the best that life has in store for you. The woman who rebuilds herself becomes a beacon for other women still trapped in the cycle of manipulation and pain. The secret to her strength is the vulnerability she embraces, which has transformed into an armor of awareness and pure analytical wisdom. You don't hide your story, but use it as a map to guide your steps towards deeper waters. Jung stated that what is most personal is also what is most universal, and your healing resonates with many other souls. The emotionally immature person fears your example because it proves that liberation is real and that control is fragile. You are proof that truth liberates and that maturity is the greatest achievement of a conscious human being. To continue strengthening your reconstruction and ensure your high vibration remains protected, subscribe to the channel now. Your presence here is fundamental to building a community of women who no longer accept crumbs and who seek wholeness. By subscribing, you declare to the universe that your commitment to self-respect is definitive and that your healing is a priority. Each video posted is an invitation to your continuous awakening and to the maintenance of your absolute and sacred inner peace. Click the subscribe button and activate the bell because your journey of rebirth deserves to be accompanied by guidance of light. We are together on this path of clarity, transformation, and discovery of your most powerful and unforgettable version of all time. The closing of this cycle of pain has opened space for a cycle of abundance that you are only beginning to explore and enjoy. The narcissist fears your prosperity because it confirms that you didn't need them to be great or happy in the world. You have discovered that your source of provision is divine and that it flows freely when you are at peace with yourself. Financial, emotional, and spiritual reconstruction happens naturally when your center is aligned with your life purpose and truth. You are the architect of a new time, where joy is the rule and suffering is just a distant and integrated memory. Move forward with the certainty that the universe supports you in every decision that honors your dignity and light. The peace you feel now is the reward for having had the courage to choose yourself when everything pointed to the opposite. The law of reversal has repositioned your life, removing you from the position of target and placing you on the throne of your own existence. You have learned that silent strength is more powerful than any shout, for it is born from the inner conviction of someone who knows who they are. Your rebirth is a rite of passage that has transformed you into an initiate in the mysteries of the sacred and awakened feminine. You do not fear the future, for you know you possess the necessary tools to face any challenge life presents. Your powerful phase is just the beginning of a wonderful story that will be written in the colors of clarity and joy.